We are back in the studio bringing you episode 3 of Out of the Office. I'm your host, Kaelyn Spickler, and today we have a big episode in store. I am so excited to have with me Out of the Office, Liz Long, editor of the Roanoker. We will be debriefing all of the best of recognitions and more. Then we will be joined by Kara Hartman and Lauren Bingler from Pire, the gold winner for Place to Work Out, which also employs the platinum winner for best yoga or Pilates instructor. And again, we will be ending by hearing about all of the excitement at Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. With that, let's get started. Liz, welcome. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today. I really could not wait any longer to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So before we get right into it, why don't you just introduce yourself a little bit and introduce the Roanoker?
Sure. So I'm Liz Long. It's easy to remember because it's like Lois Lane, the reporter. So, if you need to remember that alliterative stance. So I actually took over as the editor of the Roanoker in 2018. So it's my 6th year, and I'm super lucky to be in the position I'm in. The middle school editor newspaper person in me is so pleased. I'm very proud to be able to go back to my high school English teachers and tell them what I do now. So, but it's great. I'm really proud to showcase so many great stories and to offer a platform to people in this community who share their stories and businesses and, everything that they do. This region is so rich with stories and people and culture, and it's just a really wonderful opportunity. I'm very privileged to speak in this chair and be able to give people a place to share those stories.
Yes, absolutely. And we appreciate you sharing everyone's stories. And so with that, the Roanoker's Best of issue came out this month, and it has truly been the buzz around town. I keep seeing it on social media. I keep seeing and hearing about it just from word of mouth. So what was it like putting together this issue?
Man, I love the Best of issue, and I know we're going to talk a little bit later about the great things that we learn about in every Best of issue, but for us, this is a really labor of love. It starts really around Christmas. We usually have the Best of poll that goes up for readers to vote. This is our 37th year, so we're very excited for the longevity. But so we typically will put that up, right around the holiday mark, and then by the end of January, we close it down, and then we count all those votes by hand. So we have a very strict line of church and state, and so these things are very authentically by our readers and voters of our people in the valley, and so we're really proud that they are so passionate about the people and events and businesses, everything you can think of, and our Best of list is there, and they're really passionate about it. They will tell you what they love and maybe sometimes don't love, but it's really wonderful to see the community come out. So that usually we try to wrap those up around March and contact all our winners and let them know that they're going to be in our next issue and start reaching out for design. And of course, Anna Morales, our art director, is the whole reason it looks as beautiful as it does. I take no credit there. She is such a wonderful addition to our team, and her bright colors and beautiful layouts and design really just made it so poppy this year. We were really proud of all the bright colors and the great photos in it. And so this is a wonderful opportunity. So then we spend the next 2 months promoting it and letting everybody share it out and share their badges. And it's always exciting for us to see people that are excited about it.
Yes, it's like when you do the yearbook superlatives in high school.
Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful metaphor. I love that.
So, like I said, it really is great to see so many people who are so deserving from around the community and the region and various professions get recognized. We have people getting recognized who are teachers and influencers, but we also have dog trainers and periodontists. Is that how you say that word?
I think so. I can't spell it, but I maybe can say it.
But we really do allow, through you guys, to have so many individuals shine in the area. So what do you think these recognitions mean to the community?
Well, so we're the Valley's original Best of Roanoke Awards. And again, in our 37th year, there's clearly some value in that because people have responded so positively. And so for the businesses, events, people, all the category winners, for them to be recognized, I think it's it's just such a wonderful honor to hear them share their happiness about it, because I get to interview a lot of the folks after they win. And you'll see, there's an interview with Robin Reed, and then our editorial assistant Sarah did a beautiful piece on Bryce Cobbs. And of course, Chastity Barber, our town of Vinton champion, on our cover star. She's a friend of mine, so to be able to really write about her was wonderful. But in the end, what it is when you ask people, how does it feel to be nominated? What does it mean for readers? And 10 out of 10 times, they are so enthusiastic and grateful. And not just for the fact that readers recognize them, but that it means something to the community, that they're a part of it, that, they're not they're not being ignored or overlooked. Their business is recognized, and their hard work is really being seen by people in the community. And I think that's really important to know. And it's also important to note that even if you don't necessarily place, that doesn't mean you're not being you recognized, because certainly the votes are always there. It's just a matter of who's really got the most. But it's always been amazing to see how humbling it is for me, for the businesses and people and events and everybody to thank us and be so complimentary to the readers, because they're the ones out in the community really doing the work, putting money back into our economy, supporting our neighbors, our friends and our kids, teachers and parents, so it's really wonderful to hear their feedback and to know that it means so much to them.
Right. And to have that process happen now for 37 years, some businesses have been around that long.
Exactly.
And so they could have gotten that award maybe in the first couple years, and now they get it again, and they might be nearing the end of their career. So that's a nice full circle moment.
It's really nice to see. That's a great point, because it's really a lovely thing to learn about a business who's been in for a long time. Just as fun as it is to learn about a new business that's a new hidden gem or you really want to go check out. But it really, I feel like it's a really good strength of our community that so many people have been nominated for multiple years, and that readers recognize new businesses and want to greet them and welcome them into our community with open arms and support them.
Yes, absolutely. And you mentioned readers finding out about new businesses. So last year I had been in the area for about a year, and I was like, all right, Roanoke is where I am going to be for the foreseeable future. I've been here for close to a year, and so I need to find a doctor. I need to find a dentist, yes, an eye doctor, all of the things. And so I went to the Roanoker Best of issue because I was like, I don't know where to go, and I need to go somewhere that's good. So that's how I found truly every single doctor or any other service like that.
That's awesome.
Even
Thank
to
you.
where I get my nails done.
Me too. I do the same thing. I when I moved here about 13 years ago, I did the same thing. I picked up an issue and said, oh, wow, first of all, fancy.
Yes.
And then I found all these great businesses and people that I wanted to support. And of course, the festivals too, just to learn about where to go and who to hang out with, breweries to, go grab a beer and meet new people at.
Yes.
But yeah, I have found my dog, Henry, he goes to doggy daycare. He goes to day school. So he totally goes to school twice a week because of the winter that I found in that. I've bought my car off there. I've updated my bathroom. Like, if there's something to be done in my life that required a service, it definitely came from a Best of Winter.
Yes, because you guys really do cover everything, even lawyers and computer technology.
We do. And for what it's worth, there's always a best thing not on this list. So if you think we're missing a category, be sure to suggest it, and we'll always take that into account for the following year's considerations.
Yes. So what was this year's best of not on this list?
There's always a few things, but we try to take away, like if there's a specific event or festival that they really want to focus on, obviously we're not going to highlight them just like that, but we want to take into account, is there a category that fits under? Tons of categories are added, and of course some of them get retired out, or businesses shut down and that category doesn't really fit anymore. So that's the nice thing about Best of, because it's not necessarily the same information every single year.
Right.
And it's also nice because it's different shake up for winners too. That's always nice to see. I love the longevity of some, and then you bring in a new category and a new business gets recognized, and that's really cool too.
Yes, that's very awesome. So like you said, this issue was very bright and very colorful, and that was one of my favorite parts of the issue. But another one of my favorite parts of this month's issue is just the depth to it. So while we're celebrating so many individuals and businesses, we're also bringing awareness to the fact that numbers of those experiencing homelessness in our area is on the rise, and how we as a community can help. So what are some of the things that stood out to you and your staff just in tackling these pieces?
So May, June is a great sort of issue to sort of not sneak in information, but the fun stuff is so fun, right? And so this is a great way to sort of balance with more serious tones. And so May, June is always something that we really try to put in some really helpful information. And the homelessness piece was something that I actually assigned that last year to our writer, Isla, who covered it beautifully. And to learn about the statistics, yes, they're going down in Roanoke City, but that doesn't mean that they're low, right? That doesn't mean the problem has gone away. And so to reach out to some local organizations and learn about what they're doing and how to help, it's about educating our readers. And maybe they aren't aware that the situation is as bad as it might be, And so for us to be able to shine a light on that problem is really important for us, for me personally, I think. I'm passionate about that. You're also going to see a serious article about how Roanoke is welcoming refugees into, with open arms. Roanoke is a such a beautiful community, and to be able to highlight a story like that with people who they find a home here after something terrible has happened to them, the worst day, the worst year of their life. And for them to be able to have to start over in Roanoke, it's so lovely to know that they are able to find community here and able to find a home. And gosh, why shouldn't we shout about that to the moon, that Roanoke is as beautiful as it is.
Yes.
There are also, of course, other stories. There's public transportation, which was super fun just to learn about. Did you know the airport has extra stuff going on that you maybe didn't know about 6 months ago? The buses and public transportation downtown is a big deal happening with those buildings and all the construction. So again, just to be able to shine a light on some serious stuff is really nice to offset the super fun part.
Right. And I think that's such a good point. It's because since this is such a fun issue, and since so many businesses and people are highlighted, a lot more people might be picking up this issue.
Exactly.
And so then that allows for a bigger platform to talk about those very serious things.
Absolutely. If even a couple of readers, pick up the homelessness issue and realize how they can donate or serve or volunteer, I mean, that is a huge reward for me to be able to do that.
Yes, and thank you for doing that.
Oh, gosh, no, thank you. And thank you to the organizations who do it.
Yes.
I know that we were talking about, because we're talking about your podcast on our podcast. And so we have a special episode dedicated to the homelessness feature, which is going to be, we interviewed Lee Clark, Melissa Woodson, and Joe Cobb. And so that was really important to sort of highlight, to elevate, a story that we've already done, and to really shine a light on how to help.
Yes. So speaking of your podcast, it is clear the Roanoker is growing. So you have the podcast that you've had really since the start of the year. You guys have also grown your fan base through having some special community events. What's in store for the next couple of years?
I feel like this is a really big question. So next year in 2024, the Roanoker magazine celebrates its 50th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And so it really shows that we have longevity too. And that's very exciting. For me to be taking over something like that is a big responsibility. And I feel very, again, privileged to be able to share those stories and to do that. So we have more events coming. We have, kind of listen and learn luncheons and workshops coming up. We've certainly got Top Docs coming up and our dining awards, and those are just like the regular things that we always do and people can expect, that they know and love. And so to be able to do more podcast episodes, that's the thing, right? Like there's always so much fun stuff to cover on a podcast. That's what I'm finding is there's not enough time in the day. Yes. But I love being able to, the podcast has been super fun for me. I come from a radio background, and so it's almost like a throwback. And I keep telling people, as an editor, I'm sort of herding writers, and they're giving me stories and I'm taking care of those, but I don't get to interview the way I used to. I'm not on the ground floor anymore. And so it's really rewarding for me to sit down with somebody face to face and ask them questions and just have an interview. Like there's something very comforting and wonderful to me about doing that, because I'm comfortable doing it. I love doing it. I love discovering new things about people. You'll be lucky if I don't start interviewing you by the end of this podcast and learning all about like your family and your friends. But that's a really wonderful, I love the podcast and being able to sort of bring our print features to life in an even bigger way, and to connect with other people in the community with their own podcasts and their own media. I love everything you guys are doing. I think it's really important for all of us to cover stories and to share the spotlight with these people who have these wonderful stories to share. So I'm grateful to you guys for everything you're doing for the county as well.
Well, thank you. Does this count as a podcast merge?
Yeah, I think so. Totally. Absolutely.
So one thing that we do like to do in our podcast is to have a next level adventure. So I'll give a generic activity that many Roanoke natives may have crossed off their bucket list. Are you a Roanoke native?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay.
I'm from just down the road in Danville. So this was always the big city growing up.
Okay.
So I'm very privileged to live here.
Okay. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So yes, this is something that many Roanoke natives may have crossed off their bucket list years ago, or maybe tourists are wanting to do. So Liz, you will expand upon it and make it a next level adventure.
Okay.
So our adventure to level up this episode is an evening at Elmwood Park.
Oh my gosh. Is there a concert happening?
Well, so that's part of what you could add in.
Well, obviously there's got to be a concert happening. I love the sculptures out there. Walking through the park is just it's just a lovely thing to do on a beautiful day. I know we're talking about evening, but I love the sculptures and the artwork. Gosh, I'm trying to think. You've like put me in a pickle because now I want to do all the things.
Well, we can expand it to a whole day at Elmwood.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm definitely shopping around locally first before I go have my seat. I'm going to assume that there are food trucks there because I love food trucks so much.
They're there often.
They're often. Also, if it's winter, I'm probably heading down to the ice skating rink. I don't know what season we're in, but I love that ice skating rink. It's so much fun. Even if you don't ice skate, I'm a little clumsy, so I don't know if that's safe for me. But I love just watching people skate around, like the joy and excitement on their faces.
And they had so many. I went this year, and I'm not an ice skater at all. And they had the little pushers.
That's what I need.
The walkers.
That's what I need. If you have those for a near 40-year-old, I need that, please. Gosh, I'm trying to think of like everything. The library. I'm definitely popping my head in the library. I love the library, the Virginia room, the site up on the balcony on the back side is just so great. You get this great view. I don't know. I'm so excited about going to a concert in Elmwood Park, I think.
Yes. Well, they have their concert series, and that's monthly or just a couple times over the summer.
Yeah, I've been to so many shows there. Like, it's amazing. And I can't wait for more. One of my favorite summer activities is just walking down. We live in Wasena, so we're just close enough to be able to walk downtown. And we just walk downtown, maybe grab a beer on the way, stop in Elmwood, have another beer, maybe walk home slowly after that.
Well, this was the perfect one for you then.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for providing all of that and for just chatting a little bit about the Roanoker about you. It's been nice to have you out of the office and share some things to help get us out of the office.
Yes, we'll do another merge podcast soon.
Yes, I can't wait. To our listeners, if you haven't picked up your copy of the Roanoker or listened to their podcast, The Roanoker from Print to Podcast, you are missing out and you want to keep your eyes out for that. Now with me, I have Pure Barre owner Kara Hartman and instructor Lauren Bingler. Thank you both for being here. We are so happy to have you. First, congratulations to the whole Pure Barre team, award winner of Best Place to Work Out, and a special congratulations to you, Lauren, on your individual recognition as Platinum Instructor. Can you both explain a little about Pure Barre and how this is different than other workout spots in the area or local gyms?
First of all, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We're excited to be here. And yeah, Lauren's going to tell you a little about Pure Barre and why.
Pure Barre is a low-impact, high-intensity workout that is designed for complete and total muscle group burnout. So we do a lot of isometric and small movements to make your muscles shake. So if you've ever, had to hold a position for a really long time and your muscles begin to start to kind of shake and your feet tap against the ground, that is the goal of every single one of our classes. And it's a combination of dance, yoga, and Pilates, kind of all mixed up together. And the studio itself is really a one-stop shop for fitness. We've got traditional bar, cardio-based, high-intensity bar. We've got Pilates-based bar and yoga-based bar. And with the new addition, we will have strength training-based bar as well.
Yes, absolutely. And that was something I was going to touch on. But go ahead, let's talk about the new class coming to all Pure Barres, but coming to Roanoke as well.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is called Define, and we're really, really excited about it. We're going to up the weights. So traditionally we've used 3 and 5 pound weights to achieve muscle fatigue. And now we are going to bring in some big boys all the way up through 20 pounds. So it's going to be a very dialable class. We'll still have the 2s and 3s, but we will go all the way up to the big boys, and it'll be completely customizable. But it's really great functional based training. So things that you do every day, picking up your kids, picking up your groceries, sitting down in a chair, using a commode, anything like that. So it's really great for our older clients as well as our younger clients that are looking for muscle tone and strength training and things like that. So it's fits everybody kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the
so
weights are
exciting.
supposed to be delivered today.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were your reactions to winning these awards?
I was really excited. It was kind of unexpected. I know the studio had won this before. I just felt really grateful, honestly, when I saw it, because there's so many great spaces like us in Roanoke and people that do a really good job of all sorts of different fitness around here. So yeah, just thankful to get that and excited. Our team is amazing. So I wasn't surprised because they're just very strong and work together really well.
So Kara, kind of touching on that a little bit more, you recently became the owner of Pure Barre back in the fall. So winning this award within your first 7 to 8 months, what does that really say about your first little bit as being an owner, but also moving forward?
Yeah, so I really don't take much credit. Like, I came into this dream situation where I already had this incredible team, teachers that have been there a long time, teachers that have been clients and then teachers, just such a solid group of people already there. So I really walked into this situation where I just gave them a little more freedom to like step up their game and let them shine a little more, and they just are incredible. So I really take zero credit, but just love being a part of the community they had already created there, and just keep moving forward with that.
Absolutely, yeah. And all of them, including you, definitely ran with that freedom. And Lauren, you have been an instructor for 7 years, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you a client before you were an instructor? Or
I
how did
was,
that? Okay.
yeah. It feels like a lifetime ago because 7 years, I mean, that's a first grader. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like remembering being a client, through a haze, but being an instructor has been really fun and really rewarding, and getting to support clients in different journeys, not just fitness, but mental health journeys, things like that, and just kind of just being a safe space, but also it being a space where, it's not a bad job when you get to work out and get paid at the same time either.
Yeah.
So, as a working mom, that has made life a lot easier. And the flexible schedule, anybody looking for a job, you want to work at Pure Barre. So, just getting to like kind of design your day and, get to be a mom, but also get to do something that's really fun, really helpful to my body and my health, but also fulfilling.
Right. So what does winning the personal award mean to you then?
I mean, it's wild because there's just such a solid team, and like, I didn't vote for me, I voted for other people on the team, and it's just like, this is crazy. I remember the first year getting it, just shock and like, you need to count again. And it's like, at some point, I guess I'll start believing people that they like my classes, but I guess you just have that, thing in your brain where it's like, this can't possibly be correct. But I'm just really grateful. So thank you for voting for me. I really appreciate it. But like Kara said, I mean, it's a deep roster of really, really talented instructors across a lot of different modalities in the Valley. And so I don't take it lightly at all.
Absolutely. We really do have so many places to work out. And even just Pure Barre, there's a number of instructors, and all of you are fabulous.
So good.
Yeah, you come, you know.
Yes. Yes. I know the arm shaking and all of that. And I think just going to Pure Barre over the last half a year, a few months, I really just seen the growth in my short time being there. I think definitely after the new year, it was full and there was the wait list, but that hasn't waned back. I kept thinking like, oh, when spring rolls around, I won't have to worry about signing up like a week ahead of time. But no, people are still coming, and that's really great, both for our community and also for you guys as a business too.
Yeah, we can't really do our job without you guys. So thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a fun little game to play, and it's called Roanoke Rapid, which is very similar to Fast Money on Family Feud. So I'm going to say a word, and either of you or both of you, however you want to do it, both of you would be great, can say the first place, memory, thing, whatever comes to mind first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ready, set, go. First one is intense workout.
Pure Barre.
Pure Barre planks, more specifically.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Best workout song.
Oh, I love Levels by Avicii. I know it is so cliche, but it is so good.
I'm like team anything Missy Elliott.
Okay. Best way to relax after a workout.
With another workout, taking a line.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
The Align class after like an intense class is amazing. You leave feeling stretched and just like zen.
Yeah, I teach it at 6:30 in the morning, and clients whisper in the lobby afterwards, and I'm like, you guys can talk to each other.
So let's just pause the game for a second, and we can elaborate a little bit on Align.
Align is our yoga-based class. It's a nice, slow flow.
Yes. Okay. All right. So last thing is Roanoke in the summertime.
Hot.
I like to just go play in like the river near the greenway
Yeah.
with the kids and like get a little ice cream spot right there.
Yes.
That's what I think of immediately.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
River,
perfect
yeah.
because Roanoke's so hot.
Yeah.
You get the ice cream and the river.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank
the
you.
podcast.
Yeah,
We're
thanks for
happy
having
to have
us.
you. Yes, absolutely. And best of luck to you both in the next year and throughout the next couple of things on the horizon.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Lastly, we have Alex North joining us from Parks, Recreation, and Tourism for episode 3 of 3. We were not going to let you strike out.
3 for 3. You know, I got a good track record, batting 100% right now. And thanks again for having me on this episode of Out of the Office.
Absolutely. Thank you for being on. We don't want to let any of our listeners miss out on all the fun happening at Parks and Rec. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about summer camps.
Yeah, so summer camps are almost here as we begin summer operation, which starts end of May and goes through early August over the span of 10 weeks. So we have some of our traditional camp offerings as well as some new camps this summer. We'll start off with Kids in Camp, which is a program for rising 5th to 6th graders at Greenridge Recreation Center, Brambleton Recreation Center, and Cave Spring Elementary School. And for those programs, you know, kids get to experience some STEM activities, arts and crafts, some time in the gym at Greenridge and at the pool at Splash Valley, but then they'll also be able to go on multiple field trips throughout the week to Treetop Quest or T-Rex Trail, as well as going roller skating, going to the movies, and Bounce Roanoke or some of the other external field trips that your kid will experience during our Kids in Camp program. We've also got preschool enrichment and enrichment camps for the kiddos. A lot of those are themed, to some dinosaur camp. We have some cooking camps as well. And we also have some new camps from the Virginia Children's Theater for the enrichment age groups, I believe 5 to 15. And then we also have our Bricks for Kids summer camp offerings, which focus on some STEM and robotics themes for those. And those are really popular and sell out pretty quickly. So if your kid is interested in those, they definitely want to sign up as quick as you can. Registration's open now at RoanokeCountyParks.com/camps. And then we also offer our athletics camps, which take place throughout some of our local schools and parks, including, baseball, softball, basketball, tennis. And then we have a bunch of different offerings. And we also have a new pickleball camp, which is new because we have some of our new pickleball courts throughout the county and, teaching that sport to some of our younger kids so that they can go out and recreate with some family and friends in the community for that new, really popular sport.
That's awesome. I feel like I need to do that.
Yeah, no, it's a really great opportunity, and that's something that we partner with some of our local pickleball leagues and partnering with them to teach that course. But the really cool thing about those athletics camps specifically is that a lot of them are instructed by some local high school coaches. So not only do they instruct, but some of their players instruct too. And some of those athletes have come up through our summer camp program, and now they're really able to give back to some of those kids just as they learn those sports as they were younger. So it's pretty cool to see some of those athletes give back to the community and help out and instruct some rising athletes through our recreation programs. So we're excited to get back in the swing of things this summer, and not only do we have camps there, but we also have camps at Camp Roanoke, day camps for all ages, and we're really excited for this summer.
Yes, and so Camp Roanoke will be starting in June, so that's coming up.
Yep. You've already experienced
Yes.
some of the elements and outdoor obstacles out at Camp Roanoke. You had a great time.
Yes, I did.
Yep. And so what a lot of those campers will experience out of Camp Roanoke is, outdoor day camp all day. So not only do we have our Discovery Camp, which is for rising 2nd to 5th graders, but we also have our Discovery Plus Camp, which is for rising 6th and 7th graders. So both of those age groups get to experience outdoor education and nature activities. They also get to experience the climbing tower, which you did a great job on.
Yes,
it's about 44 feet high, and so that's a fun experience. You also have a zip line, as well as high ropes and low ropes, obstacle courses, for some team building elements, as well as they will get to canoe on the Spring Hollow Reservoir, which is just on the other side of Camp Roanoke's property. Wow. And so Discovery Camp at Camp Roanoke really is a great experience for kids, to really unplug, get off the couch, unplug from those electronics, and really experience nature. And some of those kids have never been to Camp Roanoke before. After their first time they're hooked, and we've seen some of those repeating campers each summer. And ironically now, some of our camp staff, some of our camp guides actually grew up through our program at Camp Roanoke. So it's a really, really cool experience, kind of full circle experience for all, not only participants, but camp guides as well.
That's awesome. I love to see those full circle moments. So another fun thing happening this summer is the Tavern Stage Summer Music Series. We had the first one this month. How did that go?
Well, the first one was great. It took place back in May, a few weeks ago, and the Shoebies were awesome. Their trop rock sounds were great for kicking off the Tavern Stage Music Series out at Explore Park, and they were the first act on the new Tavern Stage. So not only will you be able to see some more bands this summer, but our next one's coming up in June, and we're looking forward to seeing Empty Bottles coming out to Twin Creeks Brew Pub and having a great time there. So we saw a little over 200 folks at our first event, and we're looking forward to our entire concert series, our music series out at the Tavern Stage.
That's awesome. 200 people.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. The storms dodged us, thankfully, and it was a great time. Twin Creeks had a limited menu, but it was great. A lot of people enjoyed the food as well as their beverage options. They have their local beers that are brewed in their tap room down in Vinton, and then they also have local Virginia wines and ciders as well. So it's a great time for the family really to come out and enjoy some great live music out at Explore Park. We got the new playground that just opened with a ribbon cutting that the kids can go play on as well, and then we also have some dessert vendors as well that Twin Creeks is working with. So you have a nice tasty treat afterwards or during the music series. So each of those events, the lawn opens itself at 6, and then music is from 7 to 9.
Awesome. And 200 people, with our ratio, that might be just as good as a Taylor Swift crowd.
I don't know. I'd have to ask you about that. You're a Swiftie. I am not, but I heard you had a great time at your last concert. So you had to miss the first one due to your Taylor Swift concert, but I better see you there at the second one out at the Tavern Stage.
Yes, I'm excited to be there in June, and it might line up so that way it's Father's Day weekend?
A little bit before Father's Day.
Okay, perfect. All right, so while people are at Explore Park, they also might be able to check out the T-Rex Trail.
Exactly, yep. We're roaring again out at T-Rex Trail, which begins Memorial Day weekend. We had a sneak peek earlier in May, which went great. And we also are adding a few larger insects that are new to the trail, as well as 1 or 2 new photo ops along the trail, which features 19 animatronic dinosaurs from the Triassic, Jurassic, late and early Cretaceous periods. And then we also will be able to travel back in time on that trail because you will join Dino Don, who's back at it again along the trail, and we have some different educational elements along the trail, and Dino Don truly takes you back in time. And this year you'll be able to help him with his marketing campaign to pretty much bring the dinosaurs not only back to life, but also traverse the trail and learn a little bit about some of those larger than life creatures.
That is so cool. I'm excited to check out T-Rex Trail. That's something I also haven't gotten to do yet. So I'll have a busy June then.
Clearly, there's a lot going on at Explore Park, and we're excited to be gearing up for summer operation. You can soar at Treetop Quest, you can roar into the adventure at T-Rex Trail, and then you can also listen to some great summer tunes during the Tavern Stage Summer Music Series. And then not only do we have Explore Park operations, but, Splash Valley Water Park opens Memorial Day weekend from Thursday to Sunday, and we have all of our summer camps, as I mentioned earlier, for kids to enjoy the summer in our parks and facilities.
Yes, absolutely. And the video for Splash Valley looked great. Definitely a very exciting facility we have.
Yeah,
And
it was great. Got some great drone footage and great uptime footage of, kids splashing and really having a great time out at Splash Valley Water Park, beating the heat,
Yes.
and, having a good time.
yes, absolutely. All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for hopping on Out of the Office to share some of the buzz in Parks and Rec. Lots of fun to be had, and we are looking forward to experiencing all of it this summer.
Thanks again for having me.
What a full and fun episode thanks to our fantastic guests, and thank you so much for joining us on this month's episode. I'm looking forward to getting out of the office and exploring some of the new businesses I've learned about, particularly the platinum winning spa. Make sure to use hashtag Roanoke Out of the Office or tag official Roanoke County in your Out of the Office adventure pictures.